broadcasting after midnight on abandoned frequencies. Frequencies for the soul. Stay tuned. The transmission begins.
Be right back, just a second, guys. Un momento, por favor. All right, guys. What up? Welcome to the first stream in a very long time. Very long time. I had probably 60 or 70 live streams that were saved to this channel for a grip, but they were all shitty, and yeah, so we got rid of those. And we'll keep rolling with this little devlog series as often as I can. I'm gonna be trying to do it probably once a week. Try to get it on Saturdays if I can, since I usually work full time throughout the week doing concrete. But I'll be trying my best. I wasn't gonna really start the live streams at first because I don't have a whole lot of content to show in Concrete Polishing Sim at the moment, since it's just me working on this product. But I guess that's the whole point in devlogs, is to show what you have, as little as it is. Another thing to keep in mind, if you hadn't caught my previous videos before the massive wipe, was we do have all of the systems working. I've rebuilt each system: the inventory, the equipment system, the tool system, the floor system, and the interaction system. I've rebuilt all of those. I'm probably on the 5th or 6th rebuild of all of the systems. So that's another reason that I don't have a whole lot to show currently. I could probably dive into some of the older projects just to show some sneak peeks of how some of the systems are functioning at the moment. The floor system looks really good as far as grinding into honing into polishing. It's pretty tight. It's just a render target system that's being used on a static mesh and as a floor actor. I wonder, I might be able to pull some of that in here. But what I'm currently working on right now, I was in my inventory system. So right now I have a basic equipment system. I have my interaction system with UI pop-ups and all that jazz. And then I've got my tools set up with their data assets. And the way that tools work in Concrete Polishing Sim, uh, it's closer to real life. So you'll have, for instance, you have a machine, your grinding machine, to cut the concrete. That machine has a big giant plate on the bottom of it, and that plate holds tools, but it's tooling for the machine. So you have slots in this plate. You usually have 9, depending. If you have a smaller machine with a smaller plate, smaller head, you probably have a couple slots, like 4 to 6. But usually we use 9 tools. And those are just little tools that have steel and diamond pieces on them that wear away as you're grinding the surface of the concrete. So I'm trying to implement that into the game by introducing a tooling system for the machines. So that way you're actually swapping out tools like you would in real life to progress through grits. Starting with metal bonded diamond tools, which are for your grinding and cutting phases, up into your 200 grit metal tools. Those are more like transitional tools. So they go back and take out scratches from your heavier grits to smooth out the concrete surface. And then after honing, you would go into like resin tooling, which are used with Velcro backers and different kinds of drivers and stuff like that. So you would add those on, and they're made of resin and diamonds, and those help remove finer scratches from your finer grits and bring the floor up to a very smooth finished surface. And then after all of that, you have your final coating and sealing and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to incorporate all of that into the game. The hardest part, I think, is trying to keep the scope for being a solo dev and it being my first game that I'm trying to release on my own. I think I'm struggling with keeping the scope manageable. It seems like it starts to drift away from me at times, and it starts to get larger, and I have to wrangle it and try to bring it back in and get it controlled. But I'm getting the hang of it, man. I've never put a game out before. I do construction, so it's a whole different world for me. I've been involved with video games and stuff like my entire life. It's always been a part of my life, and designing and developing a video game has always been a big dream of mine. So it's actually really cool to be able to even be this far into it and not have given up or completely trashed the project, which is kind of a lie because I have trashed the whole entire project multiple times over. I can't even say how many times I've started from 0 so far. But it's helping me to, every time I go back into it, I think it just helps because I get to redesign the systems and I have a better understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish at the end goal every time I do this. But I'm trying to stop myself from doing that so often because it's just killing my time. Having to restart, once every 3 days or every 4 days is getting really tiring. So this one I've been working at now for pretty consistently for a grip, so we'll keep working on it. Let me see what we got here. I can kind of give you guys an example of just the basic that I have right now for the interaction. And I'm going to be making I already did make a tutorial on the start of the interaction system, so it's just the basic part. It doesn't have any of the UI included or anything, but I'm going to be making a part 2 that includes how I have my UI set up. So we can take, this is just the base actor for the interactable. Oh yeah, I got some of my music in there. Forgot about that too. I put that in there the other night in the store. And this is music I produced. That's another thing that a lot of people aren't aware of, but I've been involved with music and music production for about 15, 16 years now. Game development just kind of took over that hobby or idea more powerfully, so I'm more focused on game development, but having the music production, skills that were taught to me is pretty cool. because I feel like it's gonna help me when it comes to finishing the soundtrack. I've already got like half of the soundtrack built. The music you're hearing on the stream is actually my music too. So, if you walk up, you'll see I've got a nice little material here that outlines the box. I used a Fresnel node to kind of give it some nice glow in the material graph, so it's not so harsh. I can actually show you guys that material, but it's pretty cool. You see you get a little pop-up. I actually need to animate that. I might do that real quick. But it's pretty nice. Get some nice feedback, and I do like how the material itself, since it's actually using an emissive channel and it's emitting light, you can see it down on the ground. Let me see if I can move this somewhere darker, or maybe I can just kill the light. Oh, I know what I can do. Kill that light. Let's move this over here. I'm gonna go run over there. But as you can see, it's actually emitting light that's bleeding out onto the surface that's around it. I think that's just a nice little touch. I wasn't trying to push that effect super crazy. And you can also see that it's breathing. That effect I'm going to try to enhance a little bit more. I just thought it was nice. But I need to make it a little more intense, so that way you can actually see the lines fading. I might try to fade the opacity or something like that and make it, you know, disappear and come back. I think it would just bring a little bit more life into it. And then as you see, if I press E and use it, we're getting spammed with hello. That's just my interaction system telling me that we're interacting with the item right now. And then a nifty little thing I added to that is you could just go set a boolean on the actor, destroy on interact over here. So now when we touch it in the world, it, you know what, I'm just gonna put it right here. Now when we touch it, it'll just disappear, and that's useful more for like my pickups in the game, is what I designed it for. So that way when you have an interactable that you can pick up and it needs to be removed from the world, you just have a nice little boolean that you can check or uncheck if you want it to remain in the world after it's used or not. So that's kind of cool. Oh, I just saw a bug that I didn't notice before that I need to fix. When I interacted with that, my UI pop-up stayed. Aha, okay, so I probably need to put some logic when we actually use the input. So probably on the input binding, we're gonna want to clear go to interaction, AC interaction. By the way, guys, if the music that I'm playing is a bit too loud, feel free to let me know. I'm trying to nail my mix. It's just difficult because I'm not able to hear the actual output. I guess I could on my phone, but I don't think it would sound right. I guess it would still give me somewhat of an idea, so maybe it's not a horrible idea. Try to keep my code nice and clean like this. Oh, I wonder why my other things aren't here. It's weird. It doesn't save. I tried setting this as default. There we go. I click set as default up here because I made this little theme. Every time I relaunch, it doesn't save it. Just a little easier on the eyes. Custom, I'm looking for, that's not in here, that's my trace. It's gonna be in the player character because that's where my input is. So I'll go to the player. Oh, go to VP player character.
On abandoned frequencies.
Shoot, I might actually consider
Stay tuned.
playing some of Concrete Polishing Simulator's soundtrack in the stream, just to give you guys a little sneak peek of what you can expect to hear in the game. It's got some pretty killer tracks. Trying to go for best soundtrack in a game on Steam. And if homeboy from Reddit, who was flaming me earlier, is watching, how you doing, man? I am, in fact, a real person. There it is. There's our interact function. Let's go ahead and how should we do this? Where's our HUD bound to? So this is our binding to our event dispatcher. For focus changed. When we so when we interact with something, that's how we're going to want to do this. When we interact with something, we're going to want to set our focus to our focus change dispatcher. Yep, right in here. Interact. On, oops, don't set it. We want to call it. Correct. Because we've got... Well, we will not have focus if... we're interacting with it and it's disappearing, then we're losing focus of it. So we need to just do false on that, and we're clearing everything. Give it a shot. There we go. And that was a simple fix to that. So now our UI doesn't get all stuck showing when you interact with an item. Very nice. How do I saw on YouTube live stream there was something about being able to switch to like a be right back screen or something. I don't even know how to do that. Crazy. Wonder if I have... I could probably just put some stupid picture or something for right now. Hold on a sec, you guys. Yeah. Let's try this. There you go, guys. Uno momento, please. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Busy, busy, busy. Already. I don't want this top chat. How's everyone doing today? Hope y'all are having a nice chill, what is it, Tuesday? Yeah, nice chill Tuesday. Okay, so something we can start working on. Let's see here. Let's see. I usually refer to the documentation, which, if you guys are curious what I'm staring off at, I'll usually be trying to scroll through documentation to clarify a question I have. I'm trying to figure out, because I had read something recently about a render target canvas versus a regular render target. And I'm wondering if for my needs, if the render target canvas is going to be the best option. I got my system working previously with just a regular render target system, but... Oh, there we go. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at over here. Get size. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and make a branch then for that real quick so we don't screw anything up. I'm pretty sure my inventory system for right now is MVP ready. Add tool, get tool, count, has tool, remove tool, get owned. Should be the same for tooling. Add, consume, get, has, remove. From pickup, I did that last night. But yeah, that one's good. Clear inventory. That returns all the keys. That returns all the stacks. Let me comment this out. I very, very highly recommend that you guys comment your stuff all the time, man. Unless your brain is just like really crazy good. I don't know, mine's not that good, man. Like I get really into working on a system and I can get really focused and remember every single thing about the system while I'm working on it. Once I move over to another system and all my thought and my processes goes towards that system, coming back to old ones can feel like hell sometimes, especially if it's not commented out well. Reset, go through the frickin' map, make a stack, and return the final array of stacks. It looked pretty good to me. Trying to sign into YouTube chat on here so I can say what's good to y'all. cool. 100. Yeah. What y'all up to? You guys got any good projects going on right now or anything? Anything interesting? Alright, cool. I can chat. We're good. I'm just doing a quick test to see. I'm listening to this on my phone. I'm just doing a quick test to see. I'm listening to this on my phone. Okay, so I gotta turn down that music just a little bit. Just a little tad quick see here. Down that music just a little bit. Just a little tad quick see here. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, I see. Gotta love it, man. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit y'all up with the soundtrack, Concrete Polishing Simulator. I'm gonna put that on in the background. Yeah. Testing. There we go. We're getting closer. Yeah, I'd say that's probably a pretty good level. All right, back to it. So we're returning our stacks. Damn, I need to close all these. Close other tabs. Okay. So where are we at in here? We got this. We fixed the bug on the UI pop-up for interaction. Let's make sure that we fix that. And I'm going to change this image just to make sure that it's actually updating dynamically. Very good. Pick it up and it's gone. Great. Okay, so we solved that bug. Some coffee. Okay. Oh, this track goes pretty hard. I might turn this up a little bit. I might have to restart this one for y'all. This one's tight. This is when you pick your loadout. After this. Actually, let me turn this one down and I'll turn it up in OBS. It's coming up. Yeah, there it is. That's a good one.
Steel dust pressure precision. Steel dust pressure precision. Ready the tools. Ready the slab. Rap.
Got refined, exposed. Got refined, exposed. Vision, motion, precision. Keep it moving, keep it smooth. Got refined, exposed. Got refined, exposed. Keep it moving. Got refined, exposed. Well, with times. Got refined. Smooth. Pressure, motion, precision. Pressure, motion, precision. Keep it moving, moving. Keep it smooth. Grab, refine. Grab, refine. Aggression, motion, precision. Keep it moving, keep it smooth. Grab. Refine, expose.
All right,
Refine and expose.
let's get started on the floor system. Let me make a branch real quick, y'all.
Pressure, motion.
Let's open up Diverto. Yeah, as you can see, even in here, all these CPS labels, those are all versions of the game that I was working on. That's why I said I've restarted a ton, and that's only the ones I have in version control. Those aren't all local. I'm tired of restarting, Grandpa. I might as well commit this real fast. Inventory function additions.
Ground refine. Pressure, motion, precision. Pressure, motion, precision. Keep the move. Yeah.
Well, Alexander, right now you're watching an unorganized concrete polisher who's trying to design a concrete polishing simulator game in Unreal Engine, who is doing his first live stream in many years. So I'm trying to get you guys looking at something interesting, but I was trying to warm myself up to that point. Right now I'm making a branch. I'm making a branch and diversion so that way when I start coding this floor system, if it breaks or ruins anything in my project, I'm at least on another branch, so it won't ruin anything until I merge it back into the main project. So now that I'm on a new branch, I'm going to start trying to show you guys a floor system that I designed previously and see if I can rebuild it better. The floor system just is like, it's a render target system that drives, it's like the painting basically, it's like a canvas. No, so I'm using Unreal Engine right now and I'm trying to build an actual video game. So I'm trying to take my real life job of decorative concrete work and I'm trying to turn it into a simulation. So that way people can do the same work I do in real life. I just think it's a really satisfying job and it's a really satisfying process, like in person, to watch a concrete floor go from rough and jagged and shitty to a really smoothed out, polished, exposed aggregate floor that people can walk on barefoot. It's just really nice and the effect is really cool. So I was working on selling the effect using materials in this game. Thanks, man. Yeah, I wasn't sure how people might respond to it, but at the same time, I kind of got myself into the mindset of if it's not received well, it is what it is. Like, at least I tried and at least I made something, you know? I think it's still cool to at least try to do something, you know? So, I'm giving it a shot. And I've been working with Unreal Engine since 2022, I want to say. So, it's been 4 years. Just came on 4 years. And in the past, like, year and a half, 2 years, I've really picked up on it a lot more and really started understanding, like, what I'm trying to do. We got Concrete Polishing Simulator original soundtrack playing in the background for everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate hearing stuff like that. It's weird. You would think, being the internet and being so many people around the internet, that there would be a lot more people who are like appreciative and friendly and stuff. But that is so far from the case. But that's all right. It's part of it. I'm not expecting everybody to see this and love it or like it or think it's interesting. It's not for everybody. But I appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. And hopefully as time goes on, my streams can get more interesting and I can, you know, have a better structure to these things. But I'm sure that'll come with time. I'm learning a new skill. Going. So, from my understanding, like I'm a concrete guy, but there's a difference. So like, I don't pour slabs and I don't finish slabs. So I'm not out there with like a mag trowel or anything like that, troweling it out. I know how to, but that's not part of my job. My job is to come in after the slab's been poured and it's set up and cured and all of that. And we cut the surface down with steel and diamond tooling. So you start removing, you know, usually starts at like 1/8 of an inch all the way up to like 1/4 to like 1/2 an inch of concrete. And then as you're cutting that down, it exposes the aggregate that's inside of the slab. So the deeper you cut, the larger the aggregate shows. So you start with salt and pepper, which is, as the name says, it's very fine little spots of aggregate in the floor. And a lot of stores like Walmart and stuff do salt and pepper polished concrete. So if you ever go into like a big warehouse store or anything like that, look at the floor and you'll probably notice that it's really fine rocks. That's salt and pepper. So then when you go deeper, you expose like chocolate chip size aggregate all the way up to what we call just large exposed aggregate, which is your rocks like that. As far as polishing better, it really just comes down to like the density of the slab. So it really boils down to how much PSI was used when they poured that concrete. So for like commercial floors, you're looking, I'm pretty sure it's above like 4,500 PSI. And for residential floors, you're looking at like 2,000 PSI. So they're generally easier to cut and easier to work with. But yeah, it's an interesting job, man. And we don't only do concrete, like we don't only polish concrete either. We do everything decorative. So like we can stain it, we can saw cut designs into the concrete and then stain that. We can put logos on the concrete and seal it. I've done recently in town, there's a casino that's like 20 miles away and we went and did the casino. So we did a gift shop for them and it was epoxy. And that turned out really cool. Yeah, we do add a protective layer, so that always boils down to what the customer wants. Like our go-to is what's referred to as a hydro polish, and it's a sealer, but it penetrates the slab. So it soaks into the pores of the concrete when we're done. And then when it cures, it creates silicone, basically. And it fills all the pores of the concrete with the silicone, and you can't see it. It just creates a very, very thin millimeter layer on the top of the concrete. And then we hit it with a burnishing machine or a buffing machine, and you buff the residue up. And it pops and shines the floor depending on how high of a grit you brought it to. So usually we bring it up to 800 to 1000 grit, and that's very reflective. Like your lights are going to be reflecting off that floor and stuff like that. You can see reflections in the windows off the floor. Like it looks really nice. Yeah, actually, I can give you. I'm gonna have my own concrete polishing business one day, but thankfully, the small town I live in and the guy I work for, he taught me this whole business, and he basically lets me and my coworker, like, we pretty much run the business for him at this point in time. Like, I've got the work truck, the trailer, all that kind of stuff. We just go to headquarters and load up, and he gets the jobs, and we go and head out. But I can give you a link to the website, and that website, there might even be pictures of me on that website. Services and facts. Here we go. You could check this out. That's my boss's website, and pretty much every picture that you're gonna see on there in his little portfolio, I either took that picture or I worked on that floor, or it was my floor. So they all turned out pretty good, man, and thank you. Yeah, definitely come back by. I'm gonna be trying to set up more live streams on a regular basis. I'm doing it today because we kind of lucked out and we ended up not having to go to a job that we were supposed to do, so I've just been working on stuff all day and decided to hit up a live stream and see if I could get anyone in here, and it worked. I got you in here, so I might have a returning person. Give me just a second. Can use the restroom real fast. Hey, thanks again, man. I appreciate the kind words, dude. Means a lot. Alright, cool. Yeah, everything so far, working for True Grit, working for my boss, it's been going really good. And we live out in Colorado, so out in Southwest Colorado, where I'm from, we're pretty much the monopoly on it out here. There's really not another company around here that does it. The closest company that I'm aware of is 9 hours away in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, and thanks. I was waiting to get some feedback on that. I produced this soundtrack. This is the soundtrack for the game that I'm playing in the background. And I actually just released one of my first, like, completed albums. I just uploaded it to Distro the other night, so it's going to be up on streaming services soon. Music production is something that I've been doing for the past 15 years, since I was a teenager. I just turned 30 the other year, so been doing music since I was about 15, and finally just released something I was proud enough to release, so. I'm trying. That's what I tell people all the time, though, is that I don't think anything's impossible. Like, I know people try to talk down on a lot of people, and people try to stop people from achieving the things they want to do, but I'm a very, very strong believer, especially how I was raised, because I wasn't raised in a family with a bunch of money, a bunch of connections, this or that, education. Like it's not that I had a bad family. I love everybody. Like I had a good childhood and a good life. It's just I didn't have the head start, and I didn't necessarily have the tools to do what I wanted to do when I was an adult. So I ended up having to figure that out for myself, and it's been working out. So I always try to encourage people that if you've got an idea or there's something that you really think you want to do, you really need to just try to do it. And if money is the thing stopping you from doing that, there's probably an alternate way of figuring it out. And that is also some of the better advice that I've heard in a long time. That's something I definitely need to be doing. I've been slacking on that, and my brother-in-law has a bunch of gold and silver and stuff like that. I know for sure that that's a great investment. It's not something you're gonna go wrong with owning. See here. So for the floor system, we're gonna add a static mesh, and we'll just call it floor. Go into here, set this. That'll just be our temporary mesh for now, so we have something to look at. I might even just end up keeping that, because that actually works out pretty well. That's like a perfect floor mesh. Do you invest in gold and silver? You got yourself some bars? He said, I got a whole safe. Got that fireproof box. You're all in on it? Yeah. Got a bunch of your savings tied up in it? I mean, hey, again, with gold and silver, I don't think you could go wrong, man. At least historically, it's proven that you can't go wrong. I was interested in the stocks. I was trading pretty heavily about a year ago, 2 years ago. It was fun. Definitely didn't lose. I made some money. Not on crypto. I was doing, what was I trading? It was MNQ. I started trying to scalp it, and then I ended up swing trading on it, and that seemed to actually work out fine. But that's also something that's a little scary and something that I don't want to invest all my time into doing, so I don't think I can make it as successful as I want to. We need to set you up over here. Hey, at least you're thinking about the future. I will tell you, it's surprising how many people really don't think about the future or prepare for their kids that they have or don't have yet. I'm not a father yet, but me and my wife, we definitely are going to be having a family one of these days, and I'm already preparing for that. I'm preparing for the kid's future who isn't even here yet. Okay, we got documentation. I got my render target stuff good. Active tooling, yeah. What do we need? It's relying on render targets, so I want to make them on runtime. I don't want to actually design a render target material or texture and assign it. If we don't do the render targets at runtime and create them in each actor, what'll end up happening is when you try to grind on one mesh, it'll start revealing stuff. But if they share the same render targets across 3 different meshes, it'll all change at the same time, and I don't want that. Yeah, no doubt. Teaching generational wealth is really important. And just simply teaching someone to prepare themselves is really important. You always hear people, at least people my age, they always talk crap about, well, school never taught me that, school never taught me this. And it's true, because it teaches you a lot of things, but I feel like there's a lot more important things that could be taught throughout the time someone's in school. I dropped out of high school. I dropped out when I was 16, and I got my GED that same year that I dropped out. So I always say I graduated early, but sometimes I do wish I stayed in school just to see if there was anything else I could have learned as far as like life advice from the teachers, but a bit too late for that. We'll promote this to a variable, call it resolution. And I'll just set the resolution to 1024, probably to start. Clear color, I guess for now black's fine until we start using the alpha channel, but I'm not going to use the alpha channel right now. That'll come later. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, that's kind of like the tricky part where I guess I was having issues in the very beginning stages of trying to do this video game, is because I didn't really have the first idea about video game architecture or how to design a video game. And that was getting me into trouble, because I was designing systems and then I would go to try to make these systems interact with each other. And I was having issues because I wasn't designing it correctly from the beginning. So I was leaving things out, leaving keys out that I needed, just all sorts of different things. So, and as far as visualizing it, like, yeah, in a sense, it's mostly like, since I do it in real life every day, I have the understanding of the process. So I know what process I'm trying to accomplish putting into the game. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky sometimes. And I'm not an artist. That's one of my biggest downfalls is, like, I can make music and I'm good with the logic and video games and stuff like that and coding. But when it comes to the art, I'm not the greatest at it. I've been getting a lot better. Like, I've been creating my own 3D models and like all that kind of stuff using Blender. So that's cool. But I don't know, some of the stuff's just tricky. I know I'll get to it, and I can always hire somebody at some point if that's what I need to do to finish it. But forensic fraud investigation, that's really cool. And you can definitely beta test the game. I'm gonna be putting together a demo here shortly. I actually recently had a publisher reach out to me through email, and they were interested in partnering up possibly to publish the game as well. So that's going to help push it out to a lot of people. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to follow through with that or not. I still have to talk to them and see what they offer and understand what the contract is. But that's tight. My wife She has a degree in criminal justice, and she's actually going back to school for her master's right now. And she wants to do something similar to that, I believe. She was thinking about like therapy and stuff in the beginning and working at maybe like a prison or something, but want to do something different. And I told her about insurance fraud too, as like a claims adjuster. I'm pretty sure it is. I think that's something that she could do. And yeah, AI definitely can help. And for placeholder things, like, I don't know, if I need like some sort of like a picture to put on my YouTube video or something, I do use it to help me with that. I still go and edit the images in GIMP and stuff like that, like I'm using Photoshop, so I still try to put effort into it. I'm not just like going and generating something and then just posting that up instantly. So yeah, it definitely helps. There's a lot of people who just hate anything AI, and that kind of sucks, because it doesn't matter how good the game is, it doesn't matter how good of a job I'm doing on creating the code. If there's something with AI in it, you're just going to have someone say the whole entire project is garbage because it involves the slightest bit of AI, and it's pretty frustrating. Thank you. Yeah, it's a small town where we're at, so she's having issues finding work here at the moment, but you never know. It could change. And we might have to move. And if we do, we're thinking about Cali. I'm originally from Illinois. I grew up in the suburbs outside of Chicago, so that's where I'm from. And I met my wife out here in Colorado. She was from New Mexico. Store this. The RT floor. How about you? Where are you from? Definitely heard of Belfast before. Northern Ireland, huh? That's pretty cool. I've always wanted to go visit the UK, and actually the UK is another place that I was considering moving to. The only thing that stopped me so far is that I don't really know anybody out there, so I don't know how everything operates necessarily. I had two really good friends of mine, one that I went to high school with from the United States. He lives in Belgium now, so he's out there. And then I had another buddy who grew up in Belgium, and he used to tell me that it was a good place, so I had considered that, but I'm still thinking. It must be pretty late, huh? Is it late or is it early? Cat's coming to check out what's going on. What is it? Oh yeah, it ain't too terribly late. Oh yeah, it's been getting cold out here in Colorado too. We had a pretty warm winter, but then out of nowhere, it just started getting freaking cold, man. Have you ever been outside of your country? I haven't. I haven't been out of the United States. Let me play my other album.
You are now tuned to graveyard programming, broadcasting after midnight on abandoned frequencies.
Oh, perfect for you. Broadcasting after midnight. You're right. You're right at the right time.
Stay tuned. The transmission begins.
So we've got the floor stored, and we need to do our material. Yeah, the United States is huge. I never understood, and I could still be wrong about this, but I could have swore that I saw a video on YouTube recently about like the size of England. I think it's England. And they're saying that England can fit inside of one state in the United States. Like one of our smaller states is the size of England, and I was like, wow, I did not know that. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was the UK, because that sounds about what the comparison was like. That's wild. Do you know, like, so to travel from one end to the other, what is it? Like 1,000 miles? Or 500 kilometers? And now we're setting up the material for the render target. So after we get the material set up and stuff, I should be able to show you a little example of how the actual system's going to work with polishing the floor. Yo, thank you. Yeah, this album specifically, I'm really proud of it, man, because I grew up listening to like MF Doom and Flying Lotus and lots of hip hop, listening to like A Tribe Called Quest, freaking all that shit. And when I started producing, those were like some of my biggest influences. It was like MF Doom and stuff. So this album was a like translation of those influences. I was trying to style something after that, and then from my home city, which is Chicago, so I was trying to get like some city vibes going on in it. I actually just posted this up on YouTube a couple nights ago, and then like I mentioned, I have it on DistroKid, so it's gonna be up, the whole album will be up on Spotify and Pandora and all that stuff once it gets processed. It says it's processed, but I don't have any links yet. Give me a sec. Be right back again. Hell yeah. That's what I want to hear. I'm not a lefty, but that's actually a really good assumption, because I probably would have guessed the same thing. But I am not left-handed. I can't do much with my left hand. I can throw a punch with my left hand, but I can't do much else with it that great. Put a hammer in it and I can't hit a nail. Just grabbing some coffee. No. Build it up a little bit too much. Alright. There we go, that's better. Yeah, the album's called Graveyard Villainy. It's actually funny how you were mentioning using AI to fill gaps earlier. So if you look at this is the album cover for Graveyard Villainy. I posted it to Reddit earlier today, and holy shit, I got fucking blamed. Like, those people were so pissed, and they were just, everyone was freaking getting pissed. So now I'm gonna go and take a picture in real life, edit that, and change the artwork so that way they're not all butthurt about it, but it's whatever. I just argued the fact. I'm not a visual artist, and I'm not claiming to be a visual artist. I'm not claiming this artwork as my own. I'm not trying to sell it. I said it's literally just album art. Like, listen to the music. If you don't like the music, then you don't like the music, but don't hate on the music because of the artwork. You haven't even heard the music. But it's people, man. It's people. They're always gonna be people. Yeah, motherfucker. Alright. Oh no, you're good. I enjoy talking. Usually I do this completely by myself with nobody to talk to, so it's nice. You're definitely not holding me up, but I will try to get rolling on this render target so that way you can... That's crazy. I didn't know that, and I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. It's literally my mother's favorite band is Pink Floyd. I have all sorts of Pink Floyd shit in my house. I did not know that. That's wild. I kind of tried explaining that in my Reddit post just by explaining that, you know, art, like pictures and album art, is a completely different world from making music. Like, they're two completely different things. Just because someone knows how to put an arrangement of music together, mix and master it, and produce it, doesn't mean that they can turn around and make artwork. Damn, that's another huge one that I would have never known. I would have went the whole rest of my life without ever knowing that if you didn't tell me that. Well, I'm glad I'm actually talking to someone who knows something. And the craziest part of, about the whole thing was, like, I was just getting straight attacked by these people on Reddit. Like, the whole thing is just people slop, AI this, AI that, and how AI is destroying the world and, like, all this shit. And I'm, like, just trying to explain, dude, like, I'm not rich. I didn't replace an artist with AI. Like, I didn't have an artist who was going to design me art and then I fired them to use AI. Like, it ain't anything like that. I'm just trying to share music. And these people were tripping. And then they were also attacking me for trying to use MF Doom's likeness. Because in my picture, the character has a red mask on. So they're saying that I was trying to fucking... Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And they're trying to say that I'm just trying to push something that's not mine and trying to hijack someone's, like, fame and notoriety. When all it was me trying to pay homage to an artist who influenced my music production journey. Because they shaped how I approached music production. So it was more of like a tribute to that artist. But everyone took that way the wrong way. Although I did have some people in that same post, they said, oh yeah, AI, art, blah, 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 I don't like it, but I'm gonna listen to the music. And the people who listened to it did come back and comment. Like, the one dude's like, the beats are fine, like, these are great. Just work on the art. And I was all, there you go, listen to the music. Yeah, exactly. Paying homage. Yeah, paying respect, paying your due. Because like I said, my style and the way that I produce was heavily influenced by MF Doom and Flying Lotus. Very, very unique production styles. and very unique sound. Like if you ever watched Adult Swim on Cartoon Network and you ever listened to the music they would play in between shows when they did their intermissions, that was all MF Doom and Flying Lotus music and stuff like that. So I grew up listening to that shit on TV, and then I had the albums, and yeah. Okay, so the runtime actually needs to be... Let's call it... I'm gonna rename this so I don't get confused. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I was hoping for. I was like, I got some unique music. It's made by me. Like, I'll just throw it in the background. And then I won't gotta worry about getting hit with copyright claim or anything and having my stream taken down. Yeah, we'll keep these all the same. Yeah, I like all sorts of music. Hip-hop is just one of the major genres that I enjoy. Growing up in Chicago and stuff like that. It's just something I've always vibed with. It's fun to make. So we'll do floor state. Let's see. So we're gonna use the R channel. This needs to be set to black. Try to get this frickin' knocked out real quick before you pass out or dip, and maybe you can see something interesting. So we've got texture sample, good there. I know what I can do. You are not wrong about that. The frickin' electronic music scene there is so big, man. Back in 2008, around, I was still really young, like 13, 14. Why can't I remember the name of it? There was a huge club in London, or station, radio station. I think it was a club. Oh, that's what it was called. It was called Rinse FM. I used to listen to Rinse a lot. They had really good music on that station. I loved that radio. Hell yeah. I got my little vapes and stuff like that. Hell yeah, I'm right there with you. There's actually a couple of people out of Chicago that were friends of mine that I had showed music production to back in the day, and they took it really far. There's some of them who are playing shows and doing all sorts of stuff. It feels good. I've had one of them come back and give me credit too, being like, man, if it wasn't for you showing me how to do this when we were in high school. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I haven't listened to anything off of Rinse in probably like 10 plus years. Actually, let me do named reroutes on these, because the R channel is gonna be for cutting. The green channel is gonna be for honing. Blue channel is going to be for polishing. Actually, that should be honed. And the alpha channel will be for sealer. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking this texture parameter and I'm separating the channels in the texture parameter, because each of these channels has a value between 0 and 1. So I can feed data into this texture parameter and feed it into a single channel, and it will only affect what effect I'm trying to accomplish off of that channel. So like, this is going to end up being, it's going to get bigger than this. This is just the very beginning, but like polishing, when that channel receives data on the blue channel between 0 and 1, it'll end up controlling the roughness of the texture or of the material. So as the polish amount increases closer to 1, the roughness drops lower, so the surface gets shinier dynamically. So that's kind of how I'm creating the real life system with a material graph inside of Unreal. At least that's the way I figured it out so far. I'm sure that's one of the cool things with games and stuff, is like there's so many different ways to accomplish the same thing. So there could be someone out there who has the same, he can accomplish the same thing I'm doing right now, but in a completely different way. So I think it's really interesting. I need to turn on the light, yo.
You are now tuned to Graveyard Programming, broadcasting after
Alright,
midnight.
sick. Oh, we're replaying that. Hold on, let me go back over to... We'll go back over to CPS. There we go. Okay. So we've got that. I might need to open up my other project actually, so that way I can reference this. I'm trying to do it all off of memory, and that's kind of dumb. Yeah, the Concrete Polishing Simulator soundtrack. I don't know if you've ever played Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Radio Future or anything like that, but I tried to incorporate like a big beat, big band style with like hip hop and like lo-fi hip hop, but keep it like industrial and work oriented. Streaming on Twitter too. I got a couple of views off of that. Wish I could turn my bass and shit up, but that's I'm on stream, it would just sound like ass. So we need to do, we'll go back into floor base and we'll just do a quick test. Ooh. Ah, the link's not working. Why not? Sorry, one sec, man. I gotta get the link to this video for Reddit.
Does pressure precision. Ready the tools. Ready the slab.
I'm gonna hit this dude with the reply right quick. Finally, someone actually said a reply that was worth something. Jeez.
Clarified, exposed. Pressure, motion, precision. Keep it moving. Keep it
Where is the response? Sorry, bro.
clarified, exposed. Clarified, exposed. Keep it moving.
Almost done, my bad.
Clarified, exposed. Clarified. Well with ties. Clarified. Smooth. Pressure, motion, precision. Pressure, motion, precision.
Alright, yeah, we're good.
Keep it
Cool, yeah, people are just agreeing with me now.
smooth.
They're just saying that there's no issue with paying homage to an artist that you like and stuff, so that's cool. I'm glad people are changing their tones and they're not just sitting there flaming me still. And a lot of people are saying they like the album. A lot of people are saying it's good, so...
Pressure, motion, precision.
Yeah, dude, I've chatted in a couple live streams. It's pretty interesting. It's hard when the live streamer has a shitload of people talking to him, though, because you're basically invisible. Make the dynamic material instance. So creating the dynamic material instance on the static mesh, what it allows us to do is it allows us to change parameters inside of the material during runtime. So you can dynamically adjust things. So like inside of the form material, we have this parameter. Because I'm creating a dynamic material instance on the mesh and we're going to be using this material, we'll be able to access this parameter. So that way we can send it data. For base.
Pressure, motion,
And
precision.
we'll promote this to material instance dynamic.
Motion, precision. Keep the move.
Floor state.
Keep it smooth. Refine.
The And it'll be cool if you keep coming back while this channel grows, frickin'. You'll be like one of my OG members. Okay, so I've got that. Now I gotta set the texture parameter. So we'll get mid floor state, set texture parameter value. And what we're gonna do for that texture parameter is we're gonna feed in the render target that we made. So we got RT floor state. Made that in the beginning, so that's our render target that we're gonna feed into this texture sample. So it'll be sampling our render target to feed this data. Triple OG, baby. Yeah, and as time goes on, you know, I'll be trying to increase my production quality and all that kind of jazz. Try to add some cool visuals to the live stream. Oh, that's what I forgot to do today. I didn't stream to Twitch. Dang it. I wonder if I can set that up right now. I might be able to stream to it. I think I just need my key. I knew I was missing a site. It's like there's a streaming service that I'm not on right now. I used to actually stream video games. Before I got serious into developing video games, I was affiliate streamer on Twitch. My old name was Jake Glizzy. Yeah. You will be famous, man. The day Concrete Polishing Simulator takes off and everyone in the world's talking about it, you'll be the first one who is here. Be like, I already know that dude. I already talked to him. You only need 25 followers to be an affiliate anymore on stream? That's crazy. Shit, man, if you stream Warzone, I'll come check your stuff out. Put a link in the chat. I'll come watch your stuff. Do you stream just on Twitch? Or do you stream on YouTube and stuff too? When I used to stream, it really helped, man, if you can get a multi-streaming service and stream to Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. If you do all four of those, it really helps. I was also streaming on like some Chinese platform, and then I found a Russian Facebook website that I was live streaming to. I was playing League of Legends back then. Gotta take a whiz real fast. Hold up. Just on YouTube, huh? Well, so monetizing isn't as confusing as you think. From my understanding, you basically just need to build a community around your channel, and you need to hit like a certain amount of retention. So people need to be staying and watching your videos or streams and then interacting with stuff. You want a better click through like for your video, like change your thumbnails and work on titling and stuff like that. But once you hit the bracket and I think you get accepted to be monetized, like I think it's pretty straightforward after that. I think it's just you get a certain percentage based on you know, your total viewership throughout the month, how long people stayed, just all those metrics. I'm still learning about it for my channel here. But one thing I can tell you is that I very first started posting like random live streams and like random videos on this channel like 2-3 years ago, and this channel was dead 3 weeks ago, and I don't even know if it's been a full 3 weeks that I restarted this channel. But I basically went and deleted all my old content that was worthless, and I kind of rebranded everything and cleaned it up, and then I focused on my channel tags. Like I'm trying to figure out what lane my videos are in, so that way the algorithm isn't confused, because if you're giving it different tags for different topics and different videos, it's showing your video to random groups of people, and when those random groups of people don't interact with the video or they don't like it because it doesn't pertain to what they're interested in, your video doesn't keep getting pushed to new viewers. It kind of limits the circle that it's in. So that's why it can seem like growth is slow. But dude, I went from a literal dead channel, like I mean 0 people coming and checking on my stuff, to just a couple weeks ago I posted a tutorial video, I posted my concrete polishing game like introduction video, and my channel's at 12,000 views currently in like the 2 weeks that I restarted it. And I constantly have people coming to my channel now, and they're watching my videos and they're checking my stuff, and like I don't have a gang of subscribers or anything yet, but as far as channel growth, like I've had a recent explosion in channel growth, and I think it was just understanding where I sit, and that's what it is, was finding my own lane and figuring out where to direct traffic to. So now YouTube's understanding, the algorithm's understanding like what people like my stuff and what people don't more so. So I'm getting more people in. Also, a big thing is shorts. Like, if you have your little live streams, cut those live streams up into clips, dude, and post one short like every other day or every day. And that'll drive traffic to your page, because shorts get pushed way further than regular videos or streams. You'll have like thousands of views on a short like right away. So that's my suggestions for you, man. I think it will help. So now we're setting that. So now if we just do a debug, draw, do render target. This should show us that the system is working correctly right now. It'll be the material instance, and then the render target will be our render target. I am so happy that you said that, dude. You don't even understand. Like, all the shit you've been telling me throughout this stream is, like, super awesome, man. Like, it really makes me happy. My day started out with nothing but hate. I'll send you the Reddit post. I'll give you the link if you want to go check it out, and you can see how hard people were eating me up, man. Here it is. I'm status advisor. Oh yeah, this is a relaxing track. I like this one. This track is for working the night shift in Concrete Polishing Simulator. This is when you're in a warehouse level. It's all dark. Thanks, bro. Mad respect to you too, and mad love for you too, bro. I got love for everyone who's supportive. I got mad love for everyone who's just a decent human, man. Like, just be a person. World's already fucked up as it is. We don't need to fucking be out here making each other feel worse every day. And that's why I find it so funny too, is because of where I grew up and how I grew up. Like, I grew up around like some shitty shit. Like, I didn't hang out with the best people. Like, you know, I've been in some really weird, shady, shitty situations, but like, I'm not out here treating other people like shit and fucking acting shitty to everybody because I didn't have like a perfect life and I'm all pissed off. Like, I've moved on and I've grown and fucking I want everyone to do good. I want everybody, people I don't know, I wish them all success. Just don't screw anyone over and don't be a fucking liar. Yeah, and that's just another thing too that like people don't really realize is all throughout history, like it's not just currently right now the world is a horrible shitty place. Like the world's been a shitty place for a long time. I feel like since governments have been around, the world's been a shitty place. Since we've had social ranking systems and fucking we're belittling each other daily, like it's always been that way and people forget about that. Like shit, it wasn't easy during the Great Depression in the United States. It wasn't easy back before that when we're coming into the revolution and we're you know, it was never easy. No, and that's what I always try to remember. They don't know me and I don't know them. So their opinions, it's not that it bothers me per se, because I don't need acceptance from people. I don't need them to tell me that I'm doing a good job, and I don't need them to tell me that my music is good or my game is good. Like, I know that my work is good. However, it is nice to have people reciprocate that feeling of, damn, you made something that's tight and I like it. Like, that's cool, you know? We'll see if this debug drop works. So in theory, what should happen, because we're clearing the render target to black and then setting up our parameters, feeding in the render target to the material, and then we're drawing it, it should turn the floor from gray to black when we start. Well, that didn't look like it did it, unless it's just taking a minute to load, but... Oh, I know why. It's because I don't have the base of the material set. I need to go here and set the material. I wonder if I can change this to a color. Thank you. I guess I didn't really think about it to that extent. My boss did mention when I was explaining to him about me creating the game that he thought it was cool because he's like, dude, like, you know, the actual real life process of this, like, you know, the actual skill set it takes to do this work. If you can translate that into a game, they could use that at like universities and stuff to teach people about the process of polishing concrete. Like, you could actually teach people how to do this trade with a game. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Like, it's a really interesting way to look at it. And another cool thing is if you go on Steam right now and go to the store, if you type in concrete, my game is the top result on the drop down is Concrete Polishing Simulator. I also have concretepolishingsimulator.com. I've got the email addresses for it. So I took over that corner. So it's mine now. There ain't a single game that exists out there anywhere for free or not, finished or not, that's about concrete polishing. Mine is the only one. Yeah, bro, and that's kind of what I'm trying to roll with. That's why when I got hit up by the publisher, the angle that I'm trying to run this as is this isn't a one-off. Like, Concrete Polishing Simulator is not going to be created and it's going to be the only game. There's going to be Concrete Polishing Simulator, and this is my plan, and it focuses on the core of concrete polishing. Then I'm going to have DLC expansions and a sequel, and that's going to expand on it. So I'm going to go more into decorative work. So that way you can do epoxy floors, you can do staining, you can do logos, and I'm going to probably make it to where you can do custom logos and maybe open up a little paint window inside of the game and you can actually design, you know, overlays and stuff that you can put on the floor. Like, I just am going to expand it and it's going to be a franchise, kind of like House Flipper games. Like, you have House Flipper and House Flipper 2 and then the Scooby-Doo DLC and all that kind of stuff. So the base game, Concrete Polishing Sim, will focus on the core, and then I'm going to expand off of that after, because I'm trying to keep the scope small so that way I can finish the project since I'm the only one working on it. Like, ultimately, I want to make the full decorative concrete system and all of that shit, but to do that all at once is... Oh, you like metal? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, me and my wife both really like metal, man. I grew up listening to that, too. I fucking love it, man. Metal's great. I've kind of drifted from the genre. I don't listen to it as much as I used to, but we love it, man. It's great. Used to listen to a lot of Cannibal Corpse. It's one of my favorites. Cannibal Corpse was good. Some Carnifex. Although I guess Carnifex is kind of... It's a little different of a genre. It's still metal though, I guess. But grew up with like Pantera and listened to a lot of Metallica. I guess it's not really too much metal, but for the time that Metallica came out, it was metal. Black Sabbath was metal when they came out, actually. Oh. Yeah, dude, metal itself too, like actual metal, is fucking cool too. And yeah, I'll definitely get you in at the startup, dude. Like I said, stick around. Shit, if you got a Steam account, you can shoot me a friend request on Steam before people find out about me and people start adding me all over the place. But my name's Studio Vacant up on... Well, actually, I think I have a friend code. How do you get that? Here it is. If you got Steam, you can hit me up there. Do you do anything with metal? Like, do you have a hobby with metal or anything? Ubermensch? Ubermensch. Ubermensch. So what is that? Superman? In German? Hey man, there ain't nothing wrong with that though. It's not like it's hurting nobody. You're just taking metal from other people who want to hoard it too. Oh, nice. I actually got it. Hell yeah. Silver is the next big thing. Do you mean like as far as like tools and tooling being made from silver, or like as far as like the actual price of silver like increasing as an investment, or both? Because I'm assuming silver's probably, well, I would think silver would get more rare with time and, you know, excavation and stuff. Yeah. I gotta fix my blanket. I need to get like an actual cover for this chair or something. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking that it's just going to get more and more rare. Because if we keep mining it and making stuff out of it, and then you have people who are keeping it for investment, then the supply is just constantly dropping, and you're just increasing demand because everybody's going to want more of it. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were here. No, a lot of people don't, man. And that's just because, too, when it comes to money and investing and stuff, from my personal standpoint, from what I've just noticed, it seems, people don't really, like, trust it. Like, people think that investing and doing this with your money and buying gold and silver is just a ploy, and it's like some sort of system that was designed to fuck you over. And that is, like, not the case at all. Like, when it comes to markets and stuff, there are factually, 1000% factually, there are big players in the market who can make, you know, they can fucking raise certain stock and they can drop it. They have control over where the price moves because they have, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. But what people don't understand is one of the simplest strategies is to just understand where the big players are in the market. And I know it's not as easy as I'm making it sound, but you find where the big players are, you see what their moves are, you try to anticipate the moves, and you can do pretty well. Tally money. Yeah, I'll check that out. Oh, I think I was looking into this. It might have been a different company. No, I think it was the same company. Is this the one where you can do the subscription? Let's see. Ooh, and it's Swiss. Hey, they got my name on one of those gold bars on their website. My name's Jake. This was made for me. No. I need to play some royalty-free stuff. I think I can play it through YouTube Library. Alright, let me... Regular bank account converts to gold. That's interesting. So does it... So is it a bank account where they take your balance and they're actually investing that into gold stock? So you're getting a return on that? Studio. Studio, where's the music? There it is. Let's look for hip hop. Sick. I need my stream key. Let me go into here, add a new target. This will be Twitch. That's the screen key. Where do I find the URL for streaming though in Twitch? Damn, my tracks cook this YouTube audio library track. Real golden Swiss ball. Pay fee to convert. Ah. excuse me. Jeez. That sounds really interesting, dude. I've got that website pulled up. I think I might sign up. Let's see if this will work. Well, it says it's connected to Twitcho. Let's see if it's actually streaming me on Twitcho. Yeah, it's working. I've got 2 followers on Twitch. Weird. I definitely will be asking you some questions about it, that's for sure. I gotta look at it a little more and have my wife check it out. See what she thinks. You can drop your Twitch link in here too, and then I can go find you. And we got, let's see. Where'd you go? Oh, you don't got Twitch. I see. So you just stream off of your PS up to YouTube? Okay, now when we play it should just turn black. Cool, render target's working. Turn from the Unreal Engine logo to solid black, which is what we want. Concreto. Oh shit, where did our chat go? Oh, there you are. Okay. Now we need to create a circle brush. That's gonna be what we draw with. I'm gonna change this from the UE logo. I don't want that. Let's do that. That ought to work. Circle brush. We need something to interact with this. So we'll do m_circle brush. See if I can remember how to do this. Actually, I can still just reference this other one. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Oh, shit. That's why I'm not referencing it. Because I gotta plug this hard drive in because it's got all my other projects on it. Oh well. I got a slot using that slot right now. I'll just recreate it. It won't be that hard. Pretty sure I used MX Circle. Excuse me. Sorry. Got our texture coordinate. Center, we can just do a vector 2, and we'll make it in the very middle. So it'll be 0.5 and 0.5. Huh. Kind of funny looking. Let's change the radius. Perfect. Go follow you. Found ya. Sweet. You got a new follower on Twitch, man. And then off of your PlayStation, you should be able to set it up to stream directly to Twitch. So whenever you stream Warzone and stuff, I can come check it out. Radius, let's do 0.2. Okay. All good, bro. I hit you with a follow. Yo, are you gonna be up for a minute? Or are you gonna go to bed soon? That dude is a retard. Are you gonna be up for a minute? I gotta take a shower here real quick, but I was considering keeping the live stream going. I was gonna just pause it, go take a shower real quick. It's not gonna take me very long. All right, sick. Let me pause this up real quick, homie. I'll put on some tracks real quick, and I'll be right back. Let me go put you in a different level. I'll be right back, man. Actually, rolling another one ain't a bad idea. Yeah, here we got, since it's Colorado, we got the store. So I can go buy cartridges. BRB, man. Good to meet you too, man. Yeah, most definitely. I'll be trying to get live streams going more often and stuff like that. And I'll keep posting videos on YouTube and stuff, of course. But yeah, man, I'll talk to you next time. Have a good night. Peace out, man. Have a good night, everyone. I might be back here in a little bit. If you're on, you can catch it. If not, I'll see you next time, man.